Get ready for a unique and transformative journey. Today you'll discover the story of the Holy Spirit in a complete, clear, and fascinating way, from the beginning of creation to its impact. Today, we will explore the divine actions that shaped humanity and continue to transform lives. By the end of this narrative, something within you will be touched. You will see the Holy Spirit with new eyes and understand his essential role in our existence. Without further ado, let's dive into this extraordinary story. It all begins at the dawn of time, when the earth was formless and shrouded in darkness. It is in this setting that we find the first mention of the Holy Spirit. In Genesis 1 verse 2, the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. He was present even before the world took shape, showing that creation was not an isolated event, but a purposeful work guided by divine power. When God created Adam, he did something extraordinary. He breathed the breath of life into him. This was not just physical life, but spiritual life. The Holy Spirit dwelled in Adam. This was the beginning of a perfect connection between God and man. However, this bond was broken by disobedience in Eden. By succumbing to temptation, Adam and Eve lost that divine presence. It was a moment of pain and separation that marked all of humanity. Although the direct connection with God was lost, the Holy Spirit continued to work. He empowered leaders and prophets to guide the people and reveal divine plans. Take Gideon, for instance. He saw himself as small and incapable, but the Holy Spirit transformed him into a courageous leader. With only 300 men, he defeated a vast Midianite army. And who could forget Isaiah? The prophet declared with truth, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor." Isaiah 61 verse 1. These stories show that the Holy Spirit chose ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things. It wasn't about their strength or abilities, but about God's power within them. A true turning point in history came with Jesus. From the beginning, the Holy Spirit was present. As seen in the virgin conception of Mary, later at Jesus' baptism, the Spirit descended like a dove, symbolizing divine approval. And the start of his mission, before his crucifixion, Jesus made a promise that would change everything. "I will ask the Father, and he will give you another helper, to be with you forever, the Spirit of truth." John 14 verses 16 to 17. He promised that the Holy Spirit would not only guide them, but also dwell within each of them. This promise was spectacularly fulfilled. On the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit descended upon the disciples like tongues of fire, giving them courage, wisdom, and power to spread the message of the gospel. Those ordinary men became instruments of global transformation. And now it's about you. Yes, the Holy Spirit is still active. He is not a distant force or an abstract concept. He is real, alive, and within your reach. He is the one who comforts in moments of pain, guides in difficult decisions, and transforms lives with his power. The Holy Spirit doesn't choose perfect people. He empowers the willing. All you need to do is open your heart and seek him. He wants to be part of your life, guiding every step and revealing the divine purpose plan for you. The story of the Holy Spirit is the story of a fulfilled promise. God would never abandon us. Even when we strayed, he always had a plan to bring us back. The Holy Spirit is living proof of this. He connects us to the Father and empowers us to live fully. The story of the Holy Spirit doesn't end in the past, nor is it confined to grand events. It is a continuous thread of restoration that spans the centuries, bringing reconnection and spiritual renewal to those who seek his presence. After Pentecost, the Holy Spirit continued his work, empowering the church to be a light in a dark world. Throughout history, men and women inspired by the Holy Spirit dedicated their lives to proclaiming the gospel, defending Christian values, and helping those in need. The Spirit not only guided their actions, but also renewed hearts, offering second chances to start anew. In moments of personal or collective crisis, the presence of the Holy Spirit is evident. He offers a new perspective, healing emotions, restoring relationships, and renewing hope. He is like the wind, invisible but impossible to ignore, breathing new life into weary souls and directing them toward divine purpose. One example is the spiritual renewal many experience. During challenging times when all seems lost, the Holy Spirit acts as the comforter, bringing peace that surpasses all understanding and the assurance that God is in control. Today, the Holy Spirit continues his work of restoration, calling you to be part of the story. He not only transforms but also empowers, enabling you to become an agent of change in the world. With him, every small act of love and faith becomes an expression of the divine plan. The Holy Spirit's work is not limited to individual transformation. It extends to collective empowerment. One of the most fascinating aspects of his work is the granting of spiritual gifts, divine tools intended to build the church and promote unity among believers. The Apostle Paul gives us a clear vision of these gifts in 1 Corinthians 12, describing how the Spirit bestows different abilities: wisdom, knowledge, faith, healing, prophecy, discernment, and more. Each gift is given not for personal benefit, but for the common good, strengthening the community of faith and fulfilling God's purpose. These gifts are not mere talents. They are direct manifestations of the Holy Spirit. They reflect his multifaceted nature, demonstrating that he works uniquely in each person, but with a unified goal to glorify God. Just as a body has many parts with different functions, spiritual gifts operate in harmony, showing that diversity within the church is a reflection of divine wisdom. A striking example of the use of gifts is found in the early Christians. Despite persecution, they stood firm. Because the Holy Spirit equipped them with courage and discernment, leaders emerged, communities grew, and the gospel became an unquenchable flame, fueled by the gifts each person brought to the mission. Today, the gifts of the Spirit remain available to all who seek them with humility and faith. They remind us that everyone has a role to play in God's kingdom. More than natural talents, spiritual gifts are expressions of divine power, proving that the Holy Spirit not only dwells in us, but also works through us. Have you discovered the gifts the Holy Spirit has reserved for you? They may be hidden in your daily life, waiting for you to ask the Father to reveal them. When these gifts are put into practice, they bring life to the church, transform communities, and glorify the Creator. The gifts of the Holy Spirit are divine invitations to actively participate in God's purpose. They manifest in unique ways, from simple acts of service to bold expressions of faith. By seeking the Spirit's guidance, you not only discover your spiritual capacities, but also experience a deeper connection with God. When used with love and dedication, these gifts foster spiritual growth, strengthen relationships, and leave an eternal impact on those around you. Never underestimate the potential of the Holy Spirit. So today, my question is, are you willing to let the Holy Spirit act in your life?
If so, get ready,
because he transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. If this message spoke to your heart, share it with others, leave a comment, subscribe for more content like this, and never forget, the Holy Spirit is with you now and always. Blessings, and stay with God.